You know, this could be the anthem of every minister in every church. Just get here. Sometimes in the summer, we're always going, where do the people go? Just get here. Walk, skip, jump, dance, crawl, but get your butt in the seat. That's not where I'm going with it for today. There is that within your heart that is calling you. There is this essence of divine power and presence and goodness, a collection of divine ideas that's saying, find me, seek me. I'm here, I'm waiting. In fact, let's put those words up there and I want you to say them together. Say them together. Seek me, find me, know me. There is something within you, that deep, dark center of your place, which is the kingdom of heaven on earth, yes, showing up as you. And it's saying, what are you doing? Where are you going? You're wandering 1,000 places and you've forgotten to look in the very place that I am. Seek me, find me, know me. It may look like a raccoon. Or it may look like in the morning when you get up and you look in the mirror and you hear that still small voice saying, seek me, find me, you have forgotten. That's what we do here at Unity North, isn't it? It's this great remembrance. In fact, I want you all to say with me, I am remembering who I am. Turn to your left and your right. I'm remembering who you are. And the most important work that we do here, I'm remembering who we are. So many people on the planet have put the responsibility on the finding on somebody 2,000 plus years ago that we're waiting around. I wonder when he's coming back to make it okay. The divine idea of peace is seeking you. It's speaking from within you. Well, there's a guy coming. He's going to be here soon. He's going to take care of it. My Lord and my Savior is going to show up and he's going to make everything okay. The love, the peace, the joy, the good that I'm seeking. Somebody else has the responsibility of finding it. And the voice gets louder. Find me if you can. Skip, jump, take an airplane, walk, crawl, drag yourself, but get to me because you have forgotten me. Running around saying, well, somebody else is going to take care of all the business, but that's not what Advent is about. I want you to clearly hear that today. Advent is, yes, the arrival of something long awaited for. We've been waiting for the peace, waiting for the love, waiting for a Savior. The Savior has arrived. The second, the third, the fourth, the fifth coming of the Christ is showing up by your right of your consciousness today. Feel that. The second coming of Christ already happened when you had an epiphany and a revelation and you remembered who you are. That's what we're doing here at Unity North during this season. We're remembering who we are. But Advent demands, the universe demands our movement and our willingness to partner with the peace we're seeking. Yes? No, that's too much work. Nobody said that the evolutionary path was going to be easy. It takes work. Enlightenment comes in wearing overalls and work gloves. That's why we miss it most of the time. We don't miss it here at Unity North. Peace is not something handed to us. Peace is something we actively cultivate, something we participate in, something that we nurture, that we are. I am peace. Say that with me. I am. And the greater iteration is we are peace. So we come together. We are peace in the midst of our differences religiously, politically, ethnically. But somehow we are peace emerges because we are seeking it. We're dancing, crawling, spinning, flying on an airplane to get to that deep awareness. And guess what? The world needs that consciousness now more than ever. Would you agree? What are you waiting for? Get here if you can. Jesus didn't work for Amazon. Put in the prayer, where's the peace I've been seeking, Jesus? My wife got the package delivered. She literally ordered it at 1 o'clock online, and by 3 o'clock it was sitting on our front porch. But there's something I want to point out. We had to go out into the cold, open the door, and go get the package. See, Jesus is going to bring the package. You want the peace that's already been provided. Everything, the kingdom of heaven is at hand, that it is within us. It's already been delivered. But we got to get out of our comfort zone, open the door, and get over the mountain, get over the valley, get over the river, whatever it takes. Get out into the cold to partner with it, to claim it as our own, to live it and breathe it as our own. Yes? And sometimes people are going around saying, well, yeah, I've ordered the peace, but I don't know how to get out of my house. I need some directions. I don't know how to get out of my comfort zone to go do it. It's hard. Yes, it is difficult, but it is worth the journey. And sometimes the directions are just as important as the desired destination. Do you believe that? Maybe more so. The directions to get there are more important than the intended destination. Anybody ever try to navigate Georgia with a California map? Doesn't work so well. Or take a Georgia map and go drive around the hills of California, you're going to be pretty lost. You have to have the right map. And Jesus, as we know him in this church, is a map, but he is not a teleportation system. He is a map. He has directions. His teachings have directions from how you get out of your house, open the door, how do you bear the cold, pick up the package, and then open it once you get inside. But a lot of people are waiting, no, I need more than that. I want a Jesus as a teleportation system that, poof, I'm magically there. We don't have any magic prayers or magic pills in this church. We have hard work as we partner with the Christ consciousness. We have hard work and commitment and dedication to partner with the Christ essence, doing business as Jesus, yes, but also as you, as Michael, as Judy, as Stephen, as everybody in this room, even as Richard once in a while when he allows it. So I thought I'd start something just to have a little bit of lighthearted humor. When I moved here from California, you know, California, they give very clear, concise directions on how to get to something. I got here to Georgia, it's like no matter where you were going in Georgia, you had to look for the big chicken. So at the risk of offending all my southern friends here, this is kind of the directions that we've been living under that are not getting us to the peace we seek. And it's a little like a southern good old boy. All right, now it's real simple. First, you're going to go down the road a piece. Maybe 5 minutes, could be 10, depending on how fast you're driving. But don't speed, because Officer Jenkins loves to hide behind that billboard that's there with the peeling paint. You can't miss it. When you get to the end of the road, well, actually, I think it's the middle of the road, you're going to see a big oak tree that looks suspiciously like a maple. But don't stop there unless it feels right. It must have been a New Thought Southerner, unless it feels right. The tree might have a big squirrel statue under it unless Jim Bob stole it again. Now down yonder, you're going to take a left. No, wait, it's a right. You're going to see a gas station, except the station closed years ago. Now it's just a building with a faded sign that says Mart. Don't stop there, because that's where all the weird pigeons hang out. Now keep going until you see a red barn. Well, actually, the barn might be gray about now. It changes depending on the light. If you get to the barn and you smell manure where you're in the wrong place, turn around quickly. Now, when you hit the fork in the road, well, it's probably a little bit more like a spork than a fork. But ignore that entirely. Take the dirt path on the right. It looks like someone's driveway. But don't worry, nobody's lived there since the goat incident. Now keep going until you pass the pond. It's usually full of geese, but unless it's Thursday. On Thursdays, they all go into town for bingo to get fed by the ladies' auxiliary. Now you're almost there. Look for the big rock shaped like a loaf of bread or a potato. You know, people are always arguing around here about whether it's a loaf of bread or a potato. But you're going to know it when you see it. Park near the rock, hop over the ditch, and you'll see a dirt trail. Follow that until you reach a clearing with a bunch of chickens. If they aren't there, wait 5 minutes. They're probably on their way back. They may cross the road, but nobody really knows why. And if you still can't find it, well, just come back here, because I don't think you can get there from here. This is the kind of instructions that we have to find peace on earth. They're so convoluted and so full of junk that we don't have any idea. You cannot get there by the map that we're reading today. I'm right, you're wrong. That's a map that doesn't work. It will not get you to peace on earth. Us versus them is not getting us to peace on earth. Me and you is not getting us to peace on earth. You reading that map? Been a little lost? The entire human race is a little bit lost right now. Sometimes our directions to get to peace on earth are as clear as mud. So last week we began our journey of Advent by unveiling our new mission statement. Let's put it up there and let's read it as a powerful demonstration of our we-ness together. We are a loving community of spiritual seekers who celebrate diversity, acceptance, and oneness. Feel that? Feel the vibration of that. Live into it. Breathe into that. Be that. Let's read it one more time with a powerful voice together. We are a loving community of spiritual seekers who celebrate diversity, acceptance, and oneness. This is who we are. This is the new iteration. We are being called into the new dimension, the new vibration, the new mansion, to use Jesus' words. In my Father's house are many rooms. We're going to the next room. We're going to the upper room. We're going to the highest vibration of light and of love. But we need a map. We need a map. How are we going to get there? How do we get to the next room? How do we achieve it? The directions we need to be clear and easily understood, and much clearer than what I just read a minute ago. This is the vision statement. This is the how-to. This is the map. These are the directions. Let's go ahead and put the vision statement up there, and let's read it together. We joyfully grow our spiritual community by cultivating enthusiastic participation and leadership, raising prosperity consciousness, and offering meaningful programs that transform lives for the better. Now, no one's going to be asked to memorize that. But if we're going to live into the mission statement, we've got to have a map that we know, that we live, that we breathe, that we demonstrate, that we call out from ourselves and from each other. This statement gives us insight. It's the map into how we intend to live our mission. Jesus taught from a Christ perspective, an awareness that he was not defined by the human experience, but by something greater. And we're going to follow that enlightened Christ perspective and consciousness. Never once did this man say, "Worship me. I can't find it. I've looked for it to prove myself wrong." What did he say instead? Over and over and over again. Say that with me. Follow me. This light, this voice, this divine idea that's calling us is saying, follow me. Put your ears on and close your mouth and listen and follow. So we're doing exactly that. These were the words that were downloaded directly from the survey that you all filled out, from the leaders in our community that said, this is what I'm hearing. This is the airplane I'm finding, the dancing, the skipping, the car, the submarine that's getting us to the next level. He said, follow me. And so following his example, I've broken this down into 3 vehicles, 3 clear, concise directions of how we're going to live into the next chapter and live in the upper room. Let's put them up there together. Do we have them? All right, we'll do one at a time. Joyful engagement. Say that with me. Can you imagine? I've often done this. If Martin Luther King had gotten up and said, I have a dream. I have a dream. Want to follow me? This community is, in fact, the Buddhist monks last week when they were here said, put a smile on your face. Just do it right now. Intentionally put a smile on your face. Can you feel the vibration lift within you already? Simple act and saying, that seems so ridiculous. Putting a smile on your face, putting a laugh. Give me a laugh. We're not going to do laughter yoga today, but I'm going to invite you to give me a laugh. Go ahead. I said last week, if this work isn't fun, why are you doing it? If we're not dancing and enjoying the journey of evolving and becoming ourselves and living into the richness of ourselves as a collective, why are we doing it? Enthusiastic participation is the lifeblood of a thriving community, plain and simple. And it's the key to collective growth. We've all heard it said it takes a village to raise a child, right? It takes a village to raise a community. And as we have been looking at where we have been and where we want to go, there's been a lot of consciousness around here is you should do this. You should do this. Whether it be the minister, the board, or the staff, we've gotten darn tired doing everything. And I want to applaud my board of directors. They were here for the last 3 or 4 days painting the bathrooms. I applaud that dedication and commitment. But there takes more. It could have been done in one day if we had a greater and they were singing. They were whistling while they did it. The Gospel of John Jesus says this, chapter 15, verse 11, "These things I have spoken to you, that my joy may be in you, and that your joy may be" what? Full. Full. Let me read it again. "These things I have spoken to you, that my joy may be in you, and that your joy may be full." We've got to have fun on the trip to becoming us. He then proceeded to call out people in joy to participate, to play, and to partner in the work. Following his example, that's exactly what we're going to do moving into 2025. The hand and the invitation is going to be extended. Come play with us. Leela, the Hindus call it Leela, God's playground. This is an amazing playground, isn't it? And I promise you there won't be any jungle gyms in the middle of the sanctuary, but I'm working on a trapeze from the balcony. But the reality is we need to play. We need to be engaged in laughter. Joyful engagement transforms passive involvement into active co-creation. We're not going to live in the energy and the words and the consciousness of "you should do this." I have a list of ideas. You should do this. We are calling it out and say we are going to do this together. You know, we hit a ceiling. If one minister leads a group of 600 members, they're going to forever hit a ceiling. You can't do it. You cannot grow beyond that. And so guess what? You're hereby all ordained today as ministers in this community with something of value, something to add that deserves respect, that deserves being looked at and deserves being utilized. Open the door, go out into the cold, pick up the box and take it in and open it. And we are going to open it together. Enthusiastic individuals then move from being spectators to becoming a consciousness of shared ownership. Say that with me. Shared ownership. The sum becomes greater than the parts. There's more. There's an increase, an amplification, an acceleration of the good. You see, in 2025, the spirit of the universe has said there's more people coming. Be ready. Be ready. We have to hold a container for the more when it shows up. We have to be ready here, we have to be ready here, and we have to be ready here. Hands and feet, you are the hands of God. You are the feet of God. You are the hands and the feet of Unity North, of God doing business as Unity North. Yes? Our mission is not just a bunch of pretty words on a paper that we feel good about. I want you to clearly hear that. Not just a pretty idea, but it is a shared experience. A shared experience. Say that with me. A shared, and one that ignites a chain reaction of involvement. A handful of people can no longer break the ceiling that we've been trying to break for a long time. We need several hands. We need you to grab your piece of the pie and say, "This is mine. This is mine." One person's joy then uplifts another. Where's Lorelei? Lorelai's in the room somewhere. There she is. I've told her this, and she now preaches it everywhere, and she's living it. I said, the joy quotient goes up in the room when Lorelei comes into the room. I'm asking each of you, does the joy quote, that's hard to say 3 times fast. Try it, joy quotient. Does it go up when you enter the space? Does it? How high does it go up? I have a dream. I have a dream, I have a vision, and I'm listening to that still small voice that says, stop playing small, but stop doing it all. Share the responsibility. Joyful engagement with more people makes more good available to the whole. Yes? Your joy uplifts another, and another, and another, and it is infectious. It's network marketing joy. You pass it forward. It elevates the community, and then spectators are transformed into owners, and deeper relationships emerge. How many people would like to have deeper relationships with the beautiful people sitting next to you right now? Some of the husbands and wives are going, nah, I don't think so. That deeper relationship will happen when we create a sense of co-creation that fuels the collective joy. I'm in it for your joy as much as I am in it for myself. Exactly what Jesus did. I'm here that my joy may be in you, and that you may have it abundantly and full and rich. How does that feel? Try those clothes on. Doesn't it feel good? Doesn't it feel good? And I have a peace that is born at Advent that starts this day. because we changed the mindset and the consciousness that says you should do this or you should do that, and it's a mindset that says we've got this. Say that with me. We've got this. We can do this. We are doing it. We're in this together. Turn to your left and your right. Say to somebody, we're in this together. Turn to the other side and say the same thing. We're in this together, folks. And you know what? I get to examine my consciousness. Where have I been the ceiling? You know, sometimes it runs rampant in ministerial worlds. We think we have to be Superman and we have to do everything. And we get very tired. There's a reason Moses did not make the promised land. Anybody know why that was? He was relying on his own self, his humanness, and he didn't delegate to other people to take the journey, to take the lead. And so number two, the clear direction we're getting, number two, let's say it together, empowered leadership. He did not make it to the promised land, but a bunch of other people did. His brother and a bunch of other leaders said, we'll pick up the slack. That's what we're going to do. That's our roadmap for the next iteration. In a growing community, leadership is not a solitary role. It cannot be. It's a shared mantle passed among many. For a long time, there's been energy in the Unity North environment since way back, minister-centric. Who's leading, who's speaking, who's singing, I will participate. That's a recipe for a ceiling. That's a recipe for a house built on sand that will never get any bigger than it is. Will never express the good to a greater degree than it is currently, because you're going to hit the ceiling and then come down. It's a shared mantle passed among many. What's the first thing Jesus did to start his ministry? Anybody call it out? What's the first thing he did? Let me go find a community of leaders. He went out and gathered others, and then what did he tell them? You have the authority. Turn to your left and your right. You have the authority. The authority to do the same work he was doing. Leaders surround themselves with other leaders. Good leaders surround themselves with other leaders. Weak leaders surround themselves with people who are worshiping them. But if we're following the example of the man, don't worship me, follow me, and become a leader. You know, I have this view of life is this great ladder. I've said it before, that we're all on this ladder making our way to oneness, to peace, to love, to joy, whatever it is, and we're all on a different rung on this ladder. And we're going out into the cold. We're going a little higher. It's a little scary. Our knees are knocking. I don't know how to do this. And that's a good vision. But a lot of people in New Thought are all about just their own little world. There's somebody above you. There's somebody below you. And the only way we get home is if we are working together as a chain of cooperation, participation, and involvement. And I'm going to be so bold, I might take some heat for this. New Thought has created a bunch of crabs. You know why, any fishermen in the room, why you don't have to put a lid on the bucket when you have crabs down there? You put your crabs in the bucket, they don't get out. You don't have to put a lid. Why is that? They're pulling each other down. It's all about me. I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here. I got to get to the light. And they're pulling on the others, and everybody just gets pulled down. New thought breeds crabs. New thought breeds selfishness. You can go 100 places with that. You can go home today what did you talk about in church today? The minister said we all have crabs. The reality is the consciousness needs to shift to a shared leadership. Let me help you. Get on my back. I'll lift you up. And then the next time it will be my turn. Feel into that energy. Let's say empowered leadership again. Empowered. Put it on your hands on your heart and say that as if it's personally an invitation to you. Empowered leadership. Shared leadership is the heartbeat of a community working towards its highest vision. It creates a dynamic energy that empowers the dream, the vision, the collective, and the individual. Everyone is now invited into their unique power as co-creators, as co-visionaries, as co-ministers, as co-peacemakers, as the co-container of Christ's consciousness. The individual becomes a leader in their own right, contributing their own strengths, their passions, and their visions, knowing we are more together. I don't want to have crabs anymore. I want to reach up and say, you know something. You know, somebody asked me how this church bounced back from the deepest, darkest hole it was ever in. I don't know how to do it. I did not know how to do it. I was a deer in the headlights, so I surrounded myself with smart people and said, help me. Our board of directors and our staff are a bunch of really bright, wonderful people that know how to do what I don't know how to do. But at any given moment, I know how to do some things they didn't. And we suddenly went to the higher place, step by step, rung by rung. In order to get to the upper room, you're going to have to play a part in that. Each of us is being challenged today, extended an invitation or a gauntlet, however you want to look at it, to be empowered as a leader in this community. What do leaders do in a community? Call it out. I want to hear it from all of you. They lead. What else? They inspire. They sacrifice. What else? They what? 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 They listen. What else? On the count of three, just call your word out, call your statement out, and let the room be filled with it. 1, 2, 3. Leaders keep the mission alive in times of doubt. That is not one person's job. Leaders remind everyone of the shared purpose, of the shared mission. They hold the map. They ensure the directions are clear when the group is lost. And they bring peace where there is disorder. I mentioned those people that when I was a deer in the headlights, that's exactly what they did. They ensured the directions are clear. I'm not the clearest communicator. Ask my family, they'll tell you. I've had to learn that because other people led the way, and I was willing to be humble enough to let them lead the way. That's what we are doing. We are the map readers. We are the ones that know how to get to peace, and we're giving the directions of how to get to peace. As Jesus said in the Gospel of Matthew, blessed are the peacemakers. Say that with me. Blessed, for they shall be called the children of God. For they. And with all due respect, blessed are the peacemakers who are leaders in the Unity North community, because they're going to ensure we get the upper room. They're going to make sure we're living in the upper room and not the stinking thinking, not the limited consciousness, but living in and as the upper room. Leaders build bridges. Any bridge builders in the room? I'm calling you out. I want your bridge building experience. They heal divisions. Guess what, folks? We've just come through an interesting political time. I'm calling you to be a leader of thought, not make that my responsibility. I get really tired trying to make peace around here sometimes. Guess what? It's your responsibility. I'm sharing it with you. They cultivate a shared sense of belonging, a reminding of the group that the journey's not just about achieving a goal as a destination, but it's how we transform along the way. How we transform along the way. Number 3, the third part of the road map. Say it with me. Transformative prosperity consciousness. This will be quick. I had to kind of compact some things. We'll explore it in the next year. But life is what? If you think about anybody, Unity students here, life is fill in the blank. Consciousness. Give the lady a lollipop. Life is consciousness. That's the basic foundational principle of what we teach here. As you think, you will experience. As you speak from that consciousness, either an upper room or stinking thinking, so you are going to experience individually and collectively. As you allow thoughts access into the laboratory and the engine of your mind, you're going to see. Careful what you're putting between your ears. Careful what's coming out of your mouth when you think about this collective. Jesus says in the Gospel of Matthew chapter 6, my go-to, seek first the kingdom of God. First, not second, not when it's comfortable, not when it's easy. Open the door, go outside, and it's a package. Where did they leave it? And Amazon seems to put it in every square inch of my yard. I have to look. I'm seeking the package. If I'm looking for everything or complaining about it's cold or I don't know where it is, complaining about Amazon, I'm never going to find it. Seek first the kingdom of God. We're putting God first and foremost, not second, not third, not when it's convenient, not when it is easy. I'm putting a spiritual reality. That means trust and faith. Trust and faith, the first candle of Advent. Trust and faith in what? Call it out. Well, and love, which is just the name I like for God. Love itself. We don't give a personality to God around here. It's the energy of love itself. How about trust and faith in each other? Trust that you're not going to be a crab, but you're going to be able to hold me up to the next level of consciousness. Trust and faith in each other, in ourselves, in the collective, but most importantly, trust and faith in the spiritual principles that we teach every single week. We're implementing them. They're not pretty ideas to be used when you're feeling good. They are foundational pillars of how we create the Unity North of 2025 and 2035 and 2045. We're not playing small with the spiritual principles. We're living them, we're breathing them, we're knowing that we are the manifestors and the leaders, the joyous, enthusiastic participants in implementing the spiritual principle. After Jesus said, seek first the kingdom of God, all things will be added unto you, he clearly said, stop worrying about how it's going to be provided. I won't read the whole scripture, but he basically said, quit worrying, quit stewing, I will provide. The universe is for us. Say that with me. The universe is for us. God, by whatever name you want to get it, let's say love. Love is for us together. Do you really believe that? Love put these words onto paper, not your board, not your staff, not your minister, not the survey. Love working through us and as us put these words on a piece of paper, and love will manifest it. That's a roadmap. That's the roadmap for transformation. It's a roadmap for prosperity. We are not going to limit how love can prosper us, collectively and individually. The universe and the consciousness that St. Paul, yes, I don't quote St. Paul very often, but occasionally he gets it right. He wrestled, that's why I like St. Paul. He wrestled as I wrestle. He gave us clear direction, a clear road map. When he said, and it's on the board out there, be ye transformed by what? Say it again. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Not thinking the same thoughts that served you 10 years ago or 10 minutes ago, but by being open and receptive to go outside and welcome a new consciousness. Something wants to be born here. So I will not define Unity North or my spiritual life by what happened 10 years ago, 10 minutes ago, or even 10 seconds ago, but by what the universe, what love is calling from me today. Yes? And what did he say as a clear roadmap for how we're going to do it? He said it in Philippians chapter 4. You know it. Whatsoever things are true. Yes, we speak truth around here, and sometimes it's uncomfortable. True and honest and just and pure and lovely and good report, praiseworthy, think on these things. You, as a leader, a joyous leader, are going to speak. You know, so many times in this community, new thought, people ask you, what church do you go to? I go to Unity. What was that? Unity. I'm saying wear it like a badge of honor. The work that we're doing here in Cobb County is necessary right now. More than ever before. Stop apologizing for oneness. We have allowed too many people to dictate what God is. I'm saying, as Bishop Spong did, take God back. Rescue the Bible from the hands of those who have taken it away from us and say oneness and love and harmony. Live in that book. Live in our teachings. Live in this community. Why would you play small when somebody asks you, what do you believe? Oh, I have a dream. I'm done with that. The only way we're going to break the ceiling is if I stop playing small, we stop playing small, and this community stops playing small, because the world is hungry and thirsty for what we teach from this platform and what you teach by your actions, one small step at a time. Our vision is to clear our minds of anything except, repeat these words after me, knowing, claiming, realizing, manifesting in the most joyous, enthusiastic demonstration of shared ownership, shared leadership, shared intention, shared focus, shared vision, shared meaning. And when we do that, guess what? Down the road of peace over yonder, we're going to be living and breathing as the veritable ideas that we espouse here. And we're going to know that vision and that truth is going to bring us a peace that surpasses understanding. Advent has arrived. Open the door, step out into the cold, and go find the package.